Hello, Podzilla fans. Mr. 100 here, Shannon Young, and we're going to record Horse Time here a little bit later. The guys don't know that I'm doing this, but I wanted to put this in before the show because I wanted to speak directly to you guys. 2020 was a god-awful year for most of us, and pretty much for everyone except Jesse Kimball. But I can forgive Jesse because he's earned his happiness, and I say good for him. He deserved it. But for the rest of us, it was a hard year, and for him too. I joke. We lost a lot of good people, and the show went through a lot of changes. I personally went through a lot of changes, and 2020 taught me that nothing is a promise. There are no guarantees in life. 2021, I know we're all excited about it because it means 2020 is gone, but you have to remember that life doesn't always work that way. Just because it's a new year doesn't mean that 2021 is going to be any better than 2020, especially if we don't make it that way. So what I wanted to say to you guys is take the lesson from 2020 that things aren't guaranteed and that we might not have as much time on this earth as we hope to have. And I hope 2021 is the year that you really chase your dreams, whether it's getting a new job, moving, falling in love, whatever it is that you've always wanted to do, and maybe you've been too afraid to do, you've been putting it off. Stop. Don't put it off anymore. Make 2021 the year that you make your life your own and leave 2020 in the dust. I really hope that this fresh restart, the symbolism of it all, helps you accomplish those goals. And I'm pulling for you, just like everybody on the show is pulling for you. We all want you to have a safe and happy 2021. We hope that it is the best year that you have ever had in your life. I personally wish nothing but good things for you. And with that said, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Horse Time.
It's extra quiet on the farm tonight, and I'm feeling so alone, 'cause today I'm losing my friend. Yesterday I'm gonna lose my only friend. There he is, my tiny horse, and he's going away. Yeah, they're taking him away from me. Yeah, there he is, my tiny horse.
Recording.
He's extra tiny today.
That's the cold open. That's it. That's as good as it gets.
Welcome to the inaugural 2021
Oh, please turn it
episode
off.
Of
That's
what?
horrifying.
Oh, damn it. I keep forgetting I got it on. I got it.
No, you don't.
Okay.
And literally no one can
2020.
understand you. Nope.
This is
I'm
bad
going to
television.
turn my recording off and we're going to start over.
I can't figure out the
Oh, wait, I think I got
I'm
it.
gonna
Did
do
I get
it.
it? Did I get it?
Wait.
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
under threat of having to redo this show a million times.
I don't like the threats, first off. I don't appreciate the threats. Welcome to the inaugural 2021 episode of Podzilla 1985. This is Horsemouth right here on the Podzilla 1985 network. If you're wondering, Shannon, I heard that you guys did a live show. Where can I listen to it? Well, you can go fuck yourself because Tanner Calvert decided he didn't want to email me his file 3 days after the fact.
Is that why it's not up?
That's why it's not up. And
Yes.
then I went and tried to find the file that it saved, and apparently it's only a temp file, so it's gone. So until Tanner Calvert sends me the file, no one that wasn't there live will be able to listen to it. So I want you guys to email us at fucktannercalvert@podzilla1985.com and let's justice. I approve.
I
Let's
need
get
you to know that he
that.
told me he was sick in bed for 2 days, and that's
2
why he didn't
days.
send it to you. And I'm like, well, what were you doing in bed all that time? Like,
Yeah, no, he told me that
you couldn't send a file.
Yeah, he told me the same thing, and I thought, well, why didn't you send it the night you recorded it? That would have been easy. Let's stop this, though, because he'll hear this and get depressed, and then he'll close down his detective agency again. So, this is Horse Time on the legendary Podzilla Night, because you know what? It's Saturday, and when it's Saturday,
It's
you
not.
know.
It's still not Saturday.
My name is Shannon Young. I'm going to be your host tonight here on Horse Time. With me, of course, back again with a working microphone that hopefully I won't spend the next week fixing this. We got Double H with us tonight.
You're never gonna let me live this down, are you? Never.
Oh, I'm not mad about it. I'm proud of the tenacity.
I was mad about
showed.
it. I was extremely mad about it.
I'm mostly upset because there were parts of the D&D show that we had to cut because like of your dialogue, because there were some parts that I just could not save. Like there was literally a part where people at home can't hear it because I cut it, but there was a part where Hunter was like, and I'm gonna do the voice that you were doing there. It was like, yeah, I was a and it just sounded like a tape ate up. It was weird.
To this day, we're assuming that it was the cord, because I got a new cord for my microphone, and we're just assuming that was the issue. Because I literally don't know what else it could have been.
How that cord caused so many problems, I will never understand. But
I mean, that was the original cord that came with this microphone, and so in that sense, already it was old, and so I'm just assuming that it wore out, and we didn't know until it just decided that it wanted to be a problem. So
these sound like excuses.
We'll get back to that here in a second. First, I got two other people to introduce here with tonight. Of course, we've got Lindsay Wolfgang's here with us tonight. Hi. Did she say anything else? Because I didn't hear anything else.
I just heard.
No, I didn't, because you immediately started messing with me.
That's what I do. That's what I do around here. And
starting off the year good.
And a special guest here tonight with us on Podzilla 1985. That's not a recording thing, by the way. That's Seanan. That's my voice talent. We've got former host of Street. Well, I'll let him introduce himself because a man of many talents, and he's been on the show before. I think once, maybe twice, when he was down. Took some wonderful pictures of me in black and white, very artistic. My good friend, my cousin, Ryan Casper. What's up, Ryan?
What's up? Where's the record button?
Oh, I will end your fucking life, is what I will do.
Were we supposed to hit it? I think we were. Greetings.
Oh, my.
Yes. Yes, I am here.
He's going full Robin Williams on us, Hunter.
That's what I'm trying.
Yes,
this is my second time here.
This is your second time, yeah.
Yes.
I interviewed you years ago for Mr. 100 Presents, back when that was a thing. And
oh, man, yeah.
Yeah, that turned into Mr. 100 and the 5-Star Man. And that turned into nothing because we stopped doing the show after Allie left. So, all right, here we go.
Which is weird because the two people that were in the title of the show were still here. it just ended.
That's okay. You know what? On
a great show.
Real tips. I miss Asa. I miss recording with Asa. I don't get to record with him ever anymore.
I also miss Asa. I haven't talked to him since like a month ago. So
we messaged you. Jesus fucking Christ!
Try that again. Take 3.
Get words out. We messaged
because you're going through puberty right now. And you look.
To be fair, hold up. The last time I spoke with Asa was 2017.
No, because I think you played Call of Duty with us that one night.
Oh, I'm a liar.
You are.
That's true.
Well, that's what you get when you trust liberals.
Well, that's what happens.
What?
So it's gonna go headbutt a tree now.
Yeah. So
horse mouth.
You may have noticed we've only done 8 shows. We only did 8 shows in December, Hunter.
I know. We talked about this earlier today.
We did. Shocking.
This was so concerning to you, but we told our audience from day one, like, December's going to be a light month. Again, I was expecting to be in Florida for an entire week of December, which did not happen and is now happening in May.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, we said from the get-go that it was going to be a light month in December anyway. I don't know why the 8 shows surprises you so much.
Well, I don't know. It's just shocking to me because of the 8 shows, 3 of them were the D&D shows.
Yeah.
And I think they're all on the front page here. 3 were D&D shows. Was After Dark. After Dark was 3 of them. So that's 6 shows right there. We basically did nothing else. No Pro Wrestling Unscripteds. Only one Nerd Up.
My schedule doesn't add a lot of opportunities for me to do stuff on Fridays around this time of year, December, January, February. Yeah, this is going to be a rare Friday for me, just for the record, since we're doing this now. But we'll talk about it.
We only did 1 horse time in December.
I mean, the live show basically was horse time. That was earlier this week.
Nobody knows about that show though. That one's in the vault. That one's in the
yes,
that one's
do.
in the Disney vault.
There were tons of people who commented along the way, as I recall. Actually, there were just tons of comments.
Actually, you can go back if you seriously if you want to hear it, you can go back to go to our Facebook page, facebook.com/Podzilla1985. Probably, I don't know if that's actually the Facebook page or not.
Yeah, it is.
Or just look us up, but you can see the video on there, and it's funny because in the video you can also watch what we suffer through every Friday, like what Hunter's posting in the group chat right now. I don't get the Pikachu one though. That's just a wholesome image. Am I missing something?
It's just fun. No,
okay.
It's just don't look into it too hard. Just be more concerned about this girl who's already addicted to a weed bong. She's only 6 months old.
Lindsay,
let her go, Satan.
Lindsay, help me. What's wrong with the Pikachu picture?
I don't know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Look what you've started.
Don't worry about it. Just don't worry about it. It's fine.
Lean into it.
No, he's done this before. He sent this picture of a fucking room once, and I drove myself crazy trying to figure out what it was, and it was nothing. So,
it's fine. I told you,
Hunter. I had a guy come into the store.
Yes, that's what we're gonna be doing as soon as the show's over.
That's true. I had a fan come in the store of the show and of wrestling and CCW, and he was talking about the live show that we did. And he asked about someone's son being in the background on the show. I was like, and I was like, what are you talking about? He was like, yeah, there was somebody's son was in the background. They kept talking about. And I was like, oh, you mean Parker? Yeah, Parker. Like, no, that's
that's accurate. Yeah, that's correct.
That's a dog, man.
No, we consistently refer to him as our son. So yeah, that's correct. There's nothing wrong with that statement.
That is a fur baby.
That's right.
Oh,
except I don't like that term. Sounds racist.
I hate that.
I don't know why, but it just does. So
there's two terms I just
dogs.
Well,
or things with hair, fur. Wait, fur and hair is different though.
It sounds
it's all about
racist.
length.
It's like when you say apple pickers.
That has been properly recorded as such. History remembers that as such.
What, apple pickers?
Yeah.
So Kaz, when he signed on for the show, thought to himself, I know these guys like to talk politics. I know my cousin, he likes to talk about the world and world events and pop culture. What he didn't realize is that the show he was signing up for was Horse Time, which is the most
I think he knew.
Bullshit of
he
bullshit.
Had an idea.
To be fair, coming into this, my bar was very low.
That's most of the listeners
very
too.
Low.
When they come in here, the bar is very low, and yet still they leave disappointed.
I will have to say though, I appreciate the fact that after however many years it's been since Mr. 100 and the 5-man show, but
on Horse Mouth,
5-man show,
the 5-man show. It's just a basketball team.
Hey, 3-pointers and whatnot. But you've brought me in at a time and into a show. You brought me back at a show that doesn't matter, which is great because I didn't have anything to prepare or any need to prepare, so it didn't prepare.
None of us do. Yeah.
The only preparation I have is Jameson and other medications that are synonymous with California.
I'm noticing, Hunter, a uptick in people doing this show while intoxicated, or at least drinking.
It's fun that way.
It's because, it's Kaz already kind of alluded to it here, but it's safe. You don't have to worry about, I would never do that trying to DM on plays. That would be a terrible idea. I think I did it once when we were actually playing, but even that was not as big a deal, especially for 5th edition D&D, because it basically just tells you, here are the things you can do right now. So it's not as big a deal, but yeah, this is the safe one for that. It's especially funny though when you get going real good before the show actually starts, and then we do a cold opening. You try not to break. Thanks, apples on the ground.
Oh, were you drinking that night?
Oh yeah.
Oh
yeah.
What about when Sism came in and sang "Rich Epps of Spain"?
I was, but by the time that show was over, I'd been sober for a week. So I still forget that you guys got off of Discord that night, and me and Cody were still in there for 2 hours straight afterward with Matt telling us this story. He tried for a full 45 minutes to get through a single story that should have taken maybe 10 to tell.
Yeah, no. Once Tanner started messaging me I'm done with this show right now. I was like, okay, I'm gonna bail too because
that was the first time.
In here.
That was the first time I was ever around Tanner when he said, "I'm just going to back out. I'm not having any fun."
I'm not having any fun with this show. So I'm going to quit it. Boy, he's going to hate this episode.
Well, that's what happens when you're not here. I didn't tell you, but I messaged the group chat. And I was like, "Hey, horse time at 9. Who's in?" And Dalton said, "I'm going to come back next week." And no one else replied. And I was like, "Okay."
Yeah, that's why.
Fair. Isn't Tanner still sick though?
Maybe.
Last night
he never said
he
that.
was in a bed.
He never actually said that.
Okay.
Well, he said he was
sure
in bed
is sending a lot of messages to the "I Want to Believe" chat, but
he could do that from his phone.
That file.
Yeah.
The lack that audio file hostage because of sick.
The lack of interest in production at this point leads me to my next announcement, which is the closing of Podzilla 1985. And
this is the last show.
This is the last show, and then we're going to reopen it. The new show, it's going to air. I've talked about it before. It's going to air every midnight, every day. It's called the Midnight Coterie, and it's just me and my mommy and my daddy.
So to say, if it's at midnight, you're out of luck, buddy. You get to do that one on your own.
Oh, no. We record it early. I'm not recording it at midnight because at this point, I've been getting up early so often now. I used to get up at 9:30, take a shower, and then get ready for work. But now I get up usually before 7. So by the time midnight rolls around on most nights, I'm drooling on myself. I look like I hit the blunt too many times. I look like fish.
I've noticed a couple of times when we're playing Call of Duty and it gets past like 11 o'clock, you just kind of turn into, that guy got me.
Yeah, but you guys seem to really enjoy that.
Well, we do.
It makes you laugh.
I'm not gonna act like I don't, but yeah.
But I still play well. That's the thing. Usually I'm still like top team because, wait, hold on. Completely missed the call for horse time. Thanks to the muted notifications. The messenger. Have fun, guys. Cody said. I could tell him just jump in now.
Yes.
Why not?
That's a good idea.
I'm telling him right now. Lindsay, bail out.
What?
Why does that have to?
Is Lindsay still here or is she playing WoW?
Lindsay, can you hear us?
Lindsay, can you hear us?
I don't think she can.
Oh, shit, she's really not here.
No, I can. I'm fucking with you.
Oh. I figured she's really not. She was doing something else and just ran back in.
No, I literally sat here just watching.
Who wants a drumstick?
If mom could see you now. When Cody says no need to complicate the recording, thanks for the invite though, I think what he means is I don't want to do the show.
I don't want to do this show no more.
And I wish people were more honest with me about things. Like, don't make up excuses about being in bed for 2 days sick. Just tell me I didn't want to send the file.
You're not going to upload this one either just because you don't want him to hear it.
To be fair, I have never lied to you, even in times where I probably should have.
You literally lied. You literally lied at the beginning of the show and admitted you lied.
Exactly.
You just lied about lying.
That becomes a joke because then I quantified it with a correction following. So
what
technically it's not a lie. It's a statement that I reassessed.
Whatever, California boy.
Shannon, we're only 15 minutes in. You could bail out now and none of this ever happened. No one will know.
This is not the show you were looking for.
Irresponsible spend monster today. Spent some money irresponsibly.
What'd you do?
What'd you spend it on?
Did you get the KFC console?
No. It's not out yet.
$1,000 well spent.
I was going to say, there it is.
Card.
What's that, Lindsay?
I agree with Hunter.
Lindsay, can you hear us? Okay. That was great.
What is happening right now?
I don't know. Lindsay, are you still there? Right now on her part of the recording, she's screaming into the microphone, but it's not going through.
Yeah, we're not hearing any of this.
Yeah, Lindsay, we can't hear you at all.
What?
I'm going to tag her.
I'm going to wait here until she says something. None of us are leaving.
I'm tagging this in the Discord, but I know good and well. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, she said now. Oh,
she has.
No, I did not fuck. So she put in the chat, Shannon, did you fucking mute me? No, I didn't mute you.
Shannon,
I swear to God.
Asshole.
I swear to God, I didn't do that.
Well, I couldn't hear anything, and apparently it didn't send the first part where it says, and now I can't hear anything, before I asked you if you muted me.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Did you turn the headset off?
No, I haven't done anything.
Because if you did, I'm not going to be mad at you.
I didn't turn the headset off.
Hey, so what'd you spend that money on?
I'm trying to find a link to it just so I can send it to you, and that way I don't have to. I want you to see it before I tell you about it.
Well, you said okay, so you got your stimulus, right? And you said you paid off some bills with that, and that was done.
Wait, y'all got your stimulus?
Oh yeah, we got ours today too.
Yes.
I didn't get what? I guess they're not giving it to us Californians.
How do you file your taxes, Kaz? Also, here on the show with this important information, can you let me know what the 3 numbers are on the back of your credit card?
Digitally.
Yeah, I can. Hold on. I can tell you. Give me a sec.
And that was a lie.
Yeah, we also, I was gonna say we file ours digitally. So I found out when the one that we got earlier this year, if you file digitally and you go straight in, like you get them pretty quick. So I'm kind of surprised that you haven't already gotten yours. I mean, it took a couple days, but as far as I know, we got ours early this morning.
Yeah, I got mine early this morning as well.
Was there.
I literally live in California. We do not rake our trees enough.
What?
That's why we burn, because we don't rake enough.
You don't rake.
Oh, Hunter, I bought that headset.
Whoo, boy, that's a pricey headset.
But it was on clearance.
It was on clearance.
I got it for $40.
Oh, that's not bad.
No,
actually,
and
that's
I tested
very good.
them. Yeah, I tried them out, and they say that. So, for those of you that listen that can't see the pictures, it's the Skull Candy Crusher wireless Bluetooth headphones. I found them at Target, and they were on clearance for $40. And I wasn't going to get it originally because at this point I have a Logitech headset for my PC, which is very, very nice. I have I just have the one now. I have the Turtle Beach headset for my Xbox that Maria got me. That's very nice. And I thought and I bought those sunglasses. I have those Bluetooth sunglasses, which are very nice. So I thought you really don't need any more audio stuff. But then I read the boasts that they made about the bass levels, and I thought, well, Kaz, you know where I'm from. We love our bass. So
yeah, even whenever it makes the car.
That was not my car. That was not my car. I bought them and I tried them on, and yeah, the bass is intense. Like, these are some high quality fucking headphones. I'm very happy with the purchase. What Kaz is talking about is our friend Chad. You may remember from like Dalton's favorite fucking episode where it was insinuated that I rate Bob. That's a great episode. That's funny. That's comedy is what that is.
You know what's fucked up is I actually remember that episode.
Yeah,
we all do.
Thanksgiving episode
if there's
too,
one episode that everyone remembers, it's that one.
Thank God for that. Not any of the shows where I talked about gay rights or Paris attacks or anything. They remember me for the gay rape joke. That's fun.
It's mostly just because of how upset you got. I think that's why you were remembered for it. Because of all the other jokes that have been made on the show, that was the one that you were like, no, we're not doing this. And then it just kept happening.
Well, it's just, I guess on a personal level, I've told a lot of jokes on the show, and I've made a lot of bad jokes. Just the other night, we were playing Call of Duty. This wasn't on the show. We were playing Call of Duty, and there was a guy's ID was Make-A-Wish Kid. I'm not going to tell you the joke that I made. But point is, one joke that Shannon's never made, especially on the show, was about rape and raping people. So for me for someone to make a joke of like, well, remember when Shannon raped Bob? No, I don't want that joke. You can keep it. Don't want it. I'm not going to feed you to my family. Anyway, Chad.
So we were talking about sound.
We were talking about Chad's car. When Chad's Neon, he put a brand new bass system into his car.
We called them Rockford Fosgates in that day.
But the bad part was like the treble didn't work. So it sounded like a tin can underwater with a speaker in it when he drove, and he cranked that shit so loud, and we would just be driving.
Playing
the Gorillas, yeah, and we'd be driving down the street, and since there was no treble and his speakers were broken except for the bass, all you heard was just. That's every song. That's what it sounded like, and Chad cranked that shit, and he was so proud of it too.
Well, we were proud of a lot of things that weren't that good back then, because,
We were also in the car once when Chad was driving, and the car started to swerve a little bit. And I remember I was sitting in the back seat, and I think Justin was in the front seat with Chad. And I asked Chad, I was like, hey, does the car feel weird to you? And he's like, nah, man. And as soon as he said that, his whole wheel literally fucking flew off the car. The whole wheel.
I remember that day because I had to come and pick up Justin.
You did, yeah.
And y'all couldn't find the tire because that motherfucker went into the woods.
It went into the woods. He never found the fucking tire.
It went into the ditch and then ramped the other side of the ditch and then disappeared into the woods like a weird phantom.
So I'm sitting in the back seat. The tire flies off the car.
Hold on. Sorry, I want to make one thing clear too. Is when the tire came off, when we looked at the tire, the piece that you bolt the tire on with was still attached to the axle.
Yeah.
Somebody did something extremely wrong there. Like that doesn't happen by mistake.
That wasn't a loose nut. No. It was a fucked up tire.
Well, that car itself was fucked up because Chad didn't do any upkeep on it, but he put a fucking wing on it because that was cool.
Well, it was better than the Green Machine. The Green Machine was something special.
The tire flies off. Sparks start flying everywhere because the car is now riding on, on the ground, and we end up having to go to some random dude's house, and this is in the middle of near Pulaski, like in between Pulaski and Mounds. So Chad walking up to people's doors because Chad was of a certain ethnicity, and he was scared he was going to get shot just for walking onto these people's property, and he was probably right, to be fair.
Hunter. I like how you said that he was of a certain ethnicity. Like that changed.
I was thinking the same thing.
Like somewhere along the way.
That's debatable, Kaz.
Things are fluid.
I don't think, unless he has vitiligo, I don't think that's how.
I don't know if he's seen Aladdin.
No,
Isn't that the bird?
No, that's Iago.
My bad.
I want to point out something too about this particular situation. Is not a lot of some of the blame can definitely go on Chad's car because let's be real, it was a neon. Those are disposable, but
yes.
The other main point is
confirm.
Yeah, it's practically like a PT Cruiser is a neon. Yeah. It's just with a different body style.
If you could put
a PT Cruiser.
If you could put a trailer hitch onto a neon, it would be just so you could drag another neon for when the first one breaks down. Like that's the only reason to do that.
That's fair. And you could change the tops of it like Hot Wheels cars.
Yes.
But, okay. But I do want to make a point out that there is a specific amount of blame needs to be put on our other friend that's in this picture that we haven't talked about is Justin. Justin was always, anytime me or Chad or anybody got into a wreck, he was always in the passenger seat. Always.
He was the bad luck charm.
Yes. If anybody, like when I picked him up from this particular incident, I was afraid in the 3 miles it took me to get home that I was going to wreck.
He had a countdown clock. It was like fucking The Ring or the Rings, Lord of the Rings. What the fuck is that movie?
Because to be fair, the last time that I did, like prior to this event with Chad, the last time me and Justin went riding, I stupidly left my emergency brake on, and by the time I got to my my destination, that tire was lit up like a radioactive fucking. It was just bright as hell. It stayed. I threw water on it stupidly, but it stayed on, unlike Chad's tire.
Man, not to be old on Maine, but like. I'm disappointed by how many people are going to hear this and go, what does it mean to go cruising? Like, nobody does that anymore. Believe me, I found all this out the hard way. There's a whole thing in New Madrid every year about it. This is the first year, actually, in years that it hasn't. Well, I shouldn't say this. Last year was the first year in 6 or 7 years that it didn't happen. But there's a whole annual event on the Main Street Loop in New Madrid for it. Yeah, people don't know.
People should be cruising. You don't need a mask to go cruising.
Exactly. And that's the thing. I can't believe that we didn't have it. Well, I can because the problem is that a lot of people, like, they take cruising and it turns into parking. And then you park and you get out in the parking lot and you hang out with a bunch of people and you can't stop them from doing it.
That's what we have in Cape, like in Lindsay's parking lot every Saturday.
Yeah, no, you don't want that. Not right now.
Right, Lindsay?
No fun.
Yes.
It's better to drive.
So in the evening, there's a group of them that do it. And then the first Saturday of every month, they do a classic car show where they don't park in the parking spots and they mess my entire parking lot up. And I hate all of them.
What I hate is that I mean, I don't know these people personally. They could be wonderful people. But anytime I see a bunch of people sitting out there with their cars, and they got the hoods up and they're all talking about each other's cars like it's, the thing to do, I think to myself, what a bunch of fucking pricks. What a bunch of assholes. Even though I don't know them, but then I drive by them with their nice cars that they've got kits in, they've decked out, and I drive by in my 2001 fucking Sunfire with the rust eating on the side, and I look in one headlight, and I feel so judged. I feel like I'm back in high school when I used to go to, because I grew up poor, So when I went to high school, I didn't have good shoes. I had like dollar store shoes and Walmart shoes. And every time I go to PE and I see all the kids with like their Nikes and stuff, and I'm wearing like, I think they were called Mikeys or Mickeys or something like that.
It was an upside down check.
Was the tagline, he likes it.
It was
no, Mikey's. He's got better options.
I'm pretty sure it was Mikey's Get It Done. You know?
It.
No, that came later. But yeah, I feel judged now. I forgot what I was going to say. It was about Lindsay too, probably.
Well, it sounds to me like this show is a segment of what really grinds my gears.
Usually,
pretty much,
is what it turns
that's
into.
how it works.
Yeah.
Okay. You know, youth in the parking lot, gears are grinding.
People in general.
That's true. I
need you to know, though,
people can go fuck off.
Yes, I need you to know, though, that when you drive by in that car, the proper response to people having a classic car show in your parking lot of all places is just to roll down your window and just go, nerds, and then drive on.
Well, not if you're driving in a Sunfire, because they'll chase you down in their new cars and then beat you mercilessly.
It's very weird to me, though, that parking lot is where you should have a car show. Like, that does not make sense.
Well, what
to
I
me
don't
at all.
get
the hangout spot
is like, we actually have customers that come in and they're messing up my parking lot when the place across the way, there is just as big of a parking lot and they don't open until like 11 o'clock.
Lindsay, I need you,
and that shit's empty.
Just do it over there.
I need you to understand that I was misunderstanding this whole time. I thought you guys were saying that this car show was happening in your apartment parking lot and not in front of your workplace. That's why I was like, this is a very weird place to have a car show.
No, I think in front of our apartment, they don't have car shows. They just have like rap battles. I'm pretty sure because all I hear is fucking bass constantly.
Motorbikes and sit on the hoods of their cars
Shannon,
and let their goddamn dogs bark for hours on
I'm not sure if you said rap or rat battles, and either one works. I'm fine with it. Like it's just a Pokemon battle out there.
In front of my apartment, it's just guys sitting in their cars for sometimes 30, 40 minutes to an hour, just sitting in their cars listening to music, which I had never understood.
My neighbor
get out of the fucking
too.
car.
That's not new.
It's the same thing we used to do, except we would be in motion during it.
We would be driving.
They're stationary doing the same thing. Now, okay, I want to cut in. Just note, to be fair, I remember back in the day, like we would go to. There was the places in Mount City or was it Olmsted, various cities of various levels of poverty.
We were all poor. There were shitbirds.
All of us. Yes.
Yeah.
We had lived in boxes and whatnot.
Yeah.
But no, like there were places, the communal spaces where the kids would come to, that we would go to and play music or fuck off. But then also we would drive around and scream at cows too, because it's the fucking country. What else you got to do?
Okay, for the record, I never screamed at cows.
I think I did on occasion.
Oh yeah. What does this say?
Oh yeah. I do remember another Chad story. It's funny that Chad made an accusation about me being a less than good person, because Chad is the motherfucker that me and him and Bob were driving to Pulaski. I think we were going to the video store to see Jeremy, and we're driving by a funeral off to the side. So Chad rolls his window down, cranks his music up, and starts honking as he drives by. And I thought, you fucking asshole. Like, I have levels, but there are lines I don't cross, man.
Yeah, that's a bit much.
That's shitty. But I rate Bob, okay.
He's so bitter. This was like 4 years ago.
You keep coming back to this.
The
only reason that it's remembered is because you keep bringing it up.
Like,
no,
literally half
people that
half
remember
the
that
cast of
thing.
the show tonight was not even there for that.
I don't know. Lindsay, were you there?
Nope.
3/4 of the cast of the show tonight was not even there.
All right, Kaz, I'm glad you joined us tonight on a special night, because it is time to play The Price is Rice.
It is special. What? I just had some rice, too. I had some curry.
Oh, curry
Wait,
sounds
what?
good.
What are we doing with rice?
Man, so my wife made some curry ramen a couple of weeks ago, and that was the
Now best. I know what it is.
But it was so hot. It was
That's
so
the
hot.
point, though. That's when it comes to these things, like, you have to be sweating midway through, otherwise it was pointless.
So here's what I didn't
when
think
you have a
about
certain weight.
What I didn't understand was the capsaicin gets spread around, so you got to eat it slow so you can actually enjoy the spice and the heat. I was like, oh, if I eat it faster, that'll go away faster. No, it just makes it worse.
So you're taking the approach that you take to like hot chips.
Yes, I was like, yeah, you just keep
you
on going.
Keep on eating them, otherwise, to keep the pain away.
No, and I realized I didn't read until afterward or actually she read afterward that was the case, and I was like, well, man, I didn't know we had to get into the curry ramen lore, like to know what we were doing, But
well, you had to read some of the what is it called the fuck I suck tonight. What is it called? The expanded universe of the curry
that's what
to understand
the lore,
it.
Yeah, you got to really have the whole thing down before you can do it. But yeah, it was good stuff.
Right.
We had to get our curry paste on Amazon because clearly nobody around here has any. But we got it. It's fine. It worked.
Hunter, the other thing I was going to mention is, are you sure you want that to be the picture for tonight's show, or do you want this picture created by Ciro Villegas? And if Ciro made something, it's going to be fantastic. So
send it. Send the thing.
This is the picture.
Yes.
That's what's hot.
No, that's clearly the correct answer. Yeah.
Is this a horse time?
I think you should probably save the Cat Bananas one though for like the next AD or something. The first AD of 2021, that seems appropriate.
I'm not prepared, but I will do it.
But I will do it.
Let's get serious for a moment, because I didn't get to do this. I wanted to do this, but since we barely did any shows, I didn't have to. I didn't get a chance to talk about like our favorites of 2020. I know we talked about like the music we listened to.
Before you do that, did you say something about a game show? What are we just going to just pass over that?
Oh, the Price is Right.
I wanted to win. Yeah, the Price is Right. So
well, hold on. Have you ever watched a TV show called Bird Up?
No.
The whole show goes silent.
What's the worst show on television? First off,
fair enough.
This is Us.
Kaz, you ready for some? Are you ready for some autism?
It's going well. We can go ahead and move over to the favorites of 2020.
All right, let me explain it to him so he doesn't spend the rest of the night. He'll be laying in bed later.
Why did he say this?
He'll just be thinking like, "What is the Price is Rice, Jane? What is the Price of Rice? A price of rice?" And then you guys start looking up rice prices. It's a whole thing. It's an Eric Andre joke. Do you guys not watch Eric Andre out in Cali?
Nope.
Damn. People often tell me. I've had girlfriends in the past tell me, Shannon, you've got a very thick Southern accent. And I think I always tell them the same thing. Have you ever talked to my cousin?
Technically, I've been gone for a decade, so it's slowly...
It's gotten better.
Is better the right term, though? Like, that implies that the opposite is worse.
Exactly.
Bad.
I'm glad you said it. I'm glad you said it, because I didn't want to be the one to take that stance.
Though. I live in a Bay Area, and out here, when people hear me talk, like, I am unique. I am something exotic. When they're like, "Oh, you're somebody that sounds like you that lives out here, and you don't like dislike us." And I'm like, "No, I'm one of you."
That was kind of sad.
Yeah, it does.
I am one of you. I am part of you.
Can I just belong, please?
I am here for all.
Let's talk about our favorites of 2020. Let's start off with, I think, because I just want another opportunity to talk about it. Let's start with our favorite game of 2020.
I know where this is going.
Lindsay, let's start with you, because you have no idea what's going on.
Why? I mean, I don't play
Water in the
games.
fire. Why?
I mean, I'd say Animal Crossing for me, but I stopped playing it in September.
Sorry, that's our fault.
No, it's Billy's fault because he gave me too much money and then I had no goals.
That was also a problem.
Yeah, but it's fine because instead of playing for months and years, earning everything, I got to play for 2 weeks of really fun of having everything. So
yep.
But what's wrong with Animal Crossing?
Nothing. It's just our friend Billy.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Fill them in about Uncle Daddy.
Billy is capable of producing funds through completely legal means. And so we all took advantage of this. And so it very much reached a point of within about a month of that, it was like, there is no point in playing this game anymore because the daily chores were pointless. Everything in that game builds to getting more bells. But when you have all the bells you need, there's no reason to do any of the other stuff.
So we're playing
and
it.
And it's even worse when you can't catch anything new, despite the fact that there are new bugs and fish, but it's still all the same old stuff. Yeah. And I just got frustrated and said, okay, I'm taking a break.
We're playing Animal Crossing at this point, and I think it was Maria and I, and we're both loaded with money. Like, we've got millions of bells in the bank and nothing to spend it on. And we're running around together, and she's like, she finds bells in a tree, and it's like 500 bells. She's like, look, I found bells. And I was like, so the fuck what, you broke bitch?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Wait,
you found 500 bells. No, I did not say that, because she probably would have socked me in the mouth.
Yeah, no, so it was very much that point of, like, you get up, on a normal day of Animal Crossing, you get up, you shake your
Animal
trees.
Crossing sounds brutal.
Oh yeah, man! You get up, you go shake your trees, you go do sell off all the stuff you don't need. You look for the free stuff you're going to get every day. When you have more money than the Lord himself, you wake up, you go to all the stores, you buy everything available because there's no reason not to, and then you just go, all right, what now? You just buy stuff just to unlock it. I was sending Shannon stuff every single day. Just because it was funny. Until the game was like, you can't send him any more stuff today. And I was like, oh, try me. Hey, Shannon, open your gate up. I just show up in the house and just drop stuff on the ground.
Just start dropping stuff.
All right, time to go.
Now I'm scared to go back because there's going to be cockroaches in my house. There's going to be
that's
weeds
why we sold
everywhere.
Them. Yep. Deleted I took some pictures, which actually I need to get off my Switch because I remember looking at them a while ago, and they're actually really neat. I did one last little solo tour of my island and took a bunch of pictures there, and then wiped the island, sold the game, got rid of it.
Shit. I don't know what I was going to say now.
So is Animal Crossing the game of the year?
For her, it was.
It's my game of the year.
Yeah.
There we go.
Not mine.
There we go. So we got to start this discussion.
The best part about that was to get the money from Billy, you had to go to his island. And I swear to God, I don't think he meant to do it this way.
What the fuck was Billy? Dr. Evil? He's got his own...
No, he was more, honestly... Island. Yeah.
Like your game
is your own island. This is the island... Right, but what you're telling me is this is the island you go to get money. Mm-hmm. So it's like some type of a weird fucking loan shark that's going to come like Billy's going to break y'all's ankles if you don't pay him back. No.
There's a much more apt description, and Shannon's getting there. I know where he's going with this.
Yeah, because when you go to his island, there are just lines of bags of money. They look like crops, and Billy is sitting on his fucking porch in an all white suit, looking like a fucking Louisiana plantation owner watching you out there picking his bells for him.
That's not so good. Actually, no, that's some fucking KFC Colonel shit.
He kind of did. He kind of looked like the Colonel.
And by the way, guys, if you're hungering for a delicious piece of chicken, don't forget that Kentucky Fried Chicken is the most cost-effective way to get your chicken on. Coming soon from KFC
they're not
going
to give you the console. They're not going to do it.
But I want it. I don't want to pay for it.
Let him do the commercial at least. I mean, there's no harm in trying.
Now, Dalton kept trying to get that Blue Chew ad for a while, and he never did get it. His penis is still soft. So, no, Kaz, my game of the year is
Horseface Mouth has went south.
Horseface.
It's Watch Dogs Legion.
Yeah, we know.
I know.
We're aware. You just wanted an excuse to talk about it because you beat it since the last time that we did a show.
And it's
that the only reason why it's the game of the year is because it's the one that you beat?
To be fair, it's the first game that I've beaten in probably 7-8 years. So sure, I must have liked it if I put that much time into it. Hunter is now starting to dive into it, and I hope he's enjoying it. We got a listener and fan named Kobe who just bought it based on my recommendation. I hope he's
I saw that.
Yeah, Hope he's enjoying it.
Former
that game does look
former workplace associate of mine, and I'll say no more than that.
Did you work at GameStop too?
No.
We don't say where we work on the show.
I'll put it in here.
Yeah. Other than me, because it doesn't fucking matter where I work. What are they gonna do? Fire me? I'm the boss.
That's why I say GameStop, just because it's general, and it was probably a no.
Yes, but don't say that out loud, Cass.
No.
So.
But anyway, no.
That's awesome.
I was playing earlier today. Actually, I was playing just before I got on here. So I went ahead and Shannon, I don't know if you did this, but as soon as the main story started, they were like, "Oh, but you can do all these things to liberate the boroughs." And see you later, main story. So today I managed to liberate the entire play, or not? You set them all to defiant. Basically, everybody's defiant now. And then I started doing some main story missions, and right before I got on here, I had one pause where I was trying to rob this bank. So I went in, I did all the stuff with the spider bot, and I'm running around, and it's super secret and everything. And then as soon as the hack starts to get the money, they're like, okay, now just survive. I switch back to my operator, and she gets shot to dead by like 5 cops immediately. I had no time to go anywhere, and I was like, oh, this really is just a 2020 simulator, isn't it? Yeah. Okay.
So I had it in my head. Like, what I loved about Watch Dogs Legion, and we can just talk about that for the rest of the show as far as I'm concerned. What I really loved about it is it struck a balance between giving me enough of the game info and also letting me create my own storylines in my head. So a big concern that I've seen with the game is that since you can play as anybody, none of them have a particular story for their character.
Right.
Which is true. But you can make up your own stories in your head. As a writer, I found that very easy. So I had the Irish ex-cop who became the leader of DedSec after the socialite that was my first character retired because she couldn't take the heat anymore. She just wanted to go back to parties. I created all this in my own head, and I love that because now I had an attachment to these characters because I wrote their characters for them. And every character had a personality and they had a story. And I haven't had a game like that ever. Like, this is the first time that I've ever had a game where I was invested in people that the game gave me, but I adapted and created for them. And it all fit together so well, and I absolutely loved it. The problem is that, especially the first character that I got, or the character that I was most attached to, I told myself that when the final mission came, I was going to pick him. He was the leader. He sat out most of the missions, but in the final mission, he was going to be the one to save the day. So I stuck to that, and in the final mission, I did it. And right before I did, I'm not going to spoil anything, but before I did the final mission, it said, are you sure you want to do this? Because once you start it, you can't go back. Right. You can't change characters. You can't do anything. You are stuck with this character. And I said, let's do it. I did not realize how many fucking people I was going to have to fight, and he doesn't have a gun.
No.
Oh, no.
That's no good.
Yeah. So it took me probably 4 tries to beat the final mission because I couldn't kill anybody. They're coming at me with like SWAT and shotguns, and I'm throwing little electric bolts at them like, pew, pew, please go unconscious. But I did beat it, super satisfied with the way it went down. And I really love Watch Dogs Legion. I assume it's like Tanner's love of Assassin's Creed, except Watch Dogs is a better game. So,
easy. I'm enjoying it so far, but that's one thing I have not managed to do is just full on create this world that you have, that you did for yourself, I guess. Because I've got like, I'm trying to count it in my head. I've probably got 13, 14 different operatives, because every time you get a burrow set to Defiant, you get a new one just for free. Yeah. One of mine is the Beekeeper, which I think is hilarious. She could literally send swarms of... Yeah, I haven't used her much either, but that's kind of cool. Sending swarms of bees after people. But, like... I don't know, man. I mean, when I first started playing, the thing that I look for in an operator is not a story I can create, but what's going to fit my playstyle. And I found out pretty quickly that it's anybody who can get fast downloads, because I'm hacking everything. Like, I never use my gun. I haven't even upgraded it. I'm still using the little shock pew-pew shooter, because I never use it. I literally use it only when I've disabled a turret or a drone that I'm going to destroy myself. But beyond that, there are times that I pull up outside of a mission in my car, send out a spider bot, and just that's what does the entire mission. Between that and hacking drones and stuff, that's all I do.
So take, for example, one of the bosses in the game, one of the storylines is the Clan Kelly storyline. And the Clan Kelly people, they're like gangsters in England and whatever. For the most part of the beginning of the game, I never killed anybody. I purposely didn't kill people because I didn't think that's how these guys would roll. But once you get deeper into the Clan Kelly missions and they do such terrible shit, I had a character in my game that I had found. She was a professional hitman. And again, like, I just get so picky with my characters that I will find different versions of the same class until I'm happy with the person, like the way they look and their style. So the professional hitman I got, she looks like a supermodel, which is cool. She's got the Desert Eagle and an assault rifle. Once the shit started going down, I would just send her into those missions and just lay waste to everybody because they fucking deserved it. So yeah, I got so picky with it. I am now working on, now that I've beaten the game, I think that I'm going to go out and replace all of my operatives with Irish people. I've already got like 7 or 8 Irish people. I'm going to make an entire Irish clan.
I don't know why, but as you described that, for some reason I saw the lead character of Perfect Dark.
Oh, Joanna Dark?
Mm-hmm.
She, actually I have a spy that is, now that you mention it, she basically is Joanna Dark. She's also very pretty. She has short brown hair. She has a silenced pistol. Hunter, get you a spy as fast as possible.
I have 2 of them.
You won't regret it.
I have 2, and I haven't used them yet. Again, man,
I
got the main character, or main for me anyway. The character I've been using the most is an Indian girl who used to be a tax preparer. She's like 21 or 22, I think, and she has crazy fast downloads. That's all I've needed. That's literally all I've needed, because I've got enough tech points that I built up all my other stuff so that I'm hacking drones, hacking turrets, I'm using them, and basically I go in and just cause complete chaos until there's nobody left in the place, and then she just strolls in and does whatever she needs to do, and that's it. And then I had one character unlock that is similar to her, only this girl is she has like white curly hair. I think she's supposed to be half black. If I remember correctly, that's from her little bio thing. But anyway, she has the same like speedy downloads, but she also can summon a shock drone, like a personal shock drone. That's been super handy when I can't find a cargo drone. Also, I don't know about you, I just literally fly around on cargo drones all day. I don't use cars. I don't drive it. I just jump on one of those and go. She has a thing where she can summon a drone to just like dive bomb people and attack them. So, I mean, I don't need anybody else. Anytime the game forces me out of one of those characters, I just go to the other one until that person is back, and then I switch back to that one. That's it.
I would change character. I change characters constantly depending on the storyline. So it's like, okay, well, I know this character is dealing with the Kellys. This character is dealing with Albion. And yeah, like something just touched me with this game. Like I felt so involved with this game. I absolutely loved it. It is definitely my game of the year. You had a
very similar experience with this game, I think, that I did with Dragon Age Inquisition back in 2016. Because I remember talking about how that was my game of the year that year. And nobody else had even, I don't know if they played it or were even interested in it. But that was a game where, you know, as an RPG, you create your character. And I got so invested in that character that by the time it was over, I didn't want to leave. I remember like playing around in the end game stuff and just going, I don't want this game to be over. And then because it was BioWare, they did the perfect little heartstring pull of, because the Inquisition is over and the main like villain is vanquished and stuff, slowly but surely characters would leave the castle. Okay, well, they're going to go back to their hometown. They're going to go back to their place. And it was legitimately sad. I would come back and they'd be like, oh, this person's getting ready to leave. And I'm like, oh, but why? This is my friend. Stick around. So I don't know that I'm going to get to that point with Watch Dogs. I like it, but I understand where you're coming from, at least.
I got attached, and the ending is also one of those tearjerkers where it's like, I won't tell you what happened, but I remember thinking like, I don't want this to happen. And then when the game was over and I saw the title screen and the credits roll, I actually got like sad. I was like, I don't want to get out of this world. But at the same time, when I play it now, it just kind of feels pointless because there's nothing to do. You know, until that DLC comes out, and that's coming. Kaz, did you play anything this year? What's your game of the year?
Kaz, please.
Not much.
There he is.
Too much Watch Dogs. I didn't mean to do it for so long. I'm so sorry.
No, it's all good. It's all good. I'm not that in-depth in a variance of games. I usually will play Call of Duty of recent. It's less about the game and more about connecting with you guys. Rocket League is one that's always kind of on my docket, and for some reason I still continuously go back and play Zelda.
Which Zelda?
Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Like it's just
the Legend of Zelda. Clarify the Zelda part. Oh, I thought you were talking about Return to Zelda, that movie with Fairuza Balk.
That too. That's entertaining. But no, the game itself is like one of the few that I would actually like replay over and over again.
Yeah, I need to get back into. I never did finish that game. I've been playing Hyrule Warriors, the new one, Age of Calamity, and it makes me want to play Breath of the Wild again. Hunter, what about you? What's your game of the year?
Is that the one where it's like Dynasty Warriors?
Yeah, but this one is a direct prequel to Breath of the Wild, so it shows you how everything in Breath of the Wild happened, like the death of the 4 heroes and stuff like that. So
true. Actually, I'll make a note too that another one that's interesting is Cuphead, but
Cuphead's really cool.
You want to break your freaking Switch.
Yeah, well, I mean, I played Dark Souls, so I'm used to wanting to die.
That will definitely make you want to break your controller.
Lindsay, can I get the original version, please?
Love what?
Without the shitting?
What?
Oh, you need toothpaste?
No one's going to know. No one's going to understand. My game of the year. Man, that's tough because I played an awful lot of stuff back in the beginning of the year that wasn't out yet. That had already been out, I should say, by the time that 2020 rolled around. I guess my game of the year for 2020 that came out this year and everything is probably the Final Fantasy VII Remake. I'm pretty sure I put that pretty far up on the list the last time I talked about this, too. Nice. But it was one of those games that really hit me with a nostalgia bug in a big way. And, yeah, I mean, just to start, it had its problems. Like, it's extremely anime. Like, it's very
voice acting.
The voice acting is way over the top. Some of the stuff that happens is just almost completely nonsensical. But there was a part of me that, even though it's not anywhere near the same kind of game, it's not a turn-based RPG. It looks very different, other than the main characters anyway. And even a lot of the story is different or really expanded upon from the original game. There was a part of me playing it that was like, no, this is what this was always like, right? I remember when I was playing on my PlayStation 1, it looked just like this, and these characters did these same things, and it was just crazy. That was another game that was hard to let go. When it was over, I wanted to go back and play it more and more, but I forced myself to kind of get away from it because I had so many other things to do. But it was a lot of fun to play. The gameplay is really well done for an action RPG style. It was appropriately difficult. I feel like I don't get that right level of difficulty in a lot of games. Like, to me, Watch Dogs is not all that hard.
Oh boy, wait till you get further into it.
You keep telling me that.
But man.
There were parts of me that, with Final Fantasy where there were times that I really had to stop and go, okay, how do I approach this? Because I keep running in and I keep dying, or I keep going into this place and this is not working. And I never felt like it was too easy or too difficult. And that's a very sweet spot that's difficult to hit for me. So I really liked that. There was a ton of stuff that I played this year, but that's the only game that I remember continuously going back to and going, I got to get up and do this again. The Last of Us Part 2, that was really great. But for me, it was totally a problem of I did too much with it. I had too much time on my hands when the Last of Us Part 2 came out, and so I played it 8 hours straight for 3 days in a row and beat it that way. I was sick to death of that game by the time it was over. Had I stretched that game out a little longer, that would probably beat Final Fantasy, but yeah, I guess the remake is probably going to be the one I'm going to go with.
I wonder if, and I'm going to get back on the Tanner train, but I wonder if Valhalla was Tanner's game of the year. I assume it is, but honestly, he's barely talked about it. To me, anyway. And that's unusual, because Tanner is all about Assassin's Creed.
You and I both know Phasmophobia is his game of the year.
Oh, yeah. And yeah, so Phasmophobia almost hit mine. If Watch Dogs Legion hadn't come out, Phasmophobia probably would have been my game of the year. But because I love Phasmophobia. It's such a good co-op game. But it didn't. I mean, I haven't had a game draw me in like Watch Dogs in so long. And I remember when that game was announced, I thought, I love the gimmick. Play as anybody, that's cool. But I've never been a fan of Watch Dogs. I played the first one. I didn't really like it. I never touched the second one. But I got the Series X, and they had the buy 2 get 1 free deal at Target. And I'm like, sure, why not? I picked it up. Absolutely loved it. Lindsay, how about this? Since you didn't really have a game of the year, what about movie of the year? What's your favorite movie of the year? And the only reason I'm skipping music, because there was only one answer for that, and that's Poppy's I Disagree. That's album of the year, and there's just no arguing that. So we're going to skip music completely, and let's just go to the film. Like, Lindsay, what's your favorite movie of the year?
See, that's so hard because we didn't go to the theaters really this year. So a bunch of the movies I watched just kind of blur together.
Yeah, but you watched Soul. You watched Bill and Ted's Excellent Bogus.
Excellent Bogus.
Face the music.
There it is.
Face
I do have a
music.
Movie. There it is.
Go ahead.
Because I really enjoyed both of those. I liked when we finally got to watch New Mutants.
Yeah.
I'd feel stupid saying it because I just watched it, but as far as like story quality and like emotional feels and whatnot, I probably would go with Soul.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that.
Like, I liked Bill and Ted, but that was more of a nostalgia thing for me.
Yeah.
And definitely I needed the pick-me-up after the work weekend before that, but yeah, because I got to watch that right after tax-free weekend, so that was my treat on that one.
Okay. I mean, there's nothing...
But I think I'm going to have to go with Soul, just because I went in expecting nothing, and it was really, really good. Nothing
wrong with that. That's a good pick. I've heard it's fantastic. I've had more than one person tell me I need to watch it, so... Kaz, do you have a movie of the year?
I didn't realize we had homework.
Yeah, no, I thought of it on the spot. Don't worry.
No, this is just off the fly.
This is how we do the show. Unscripted. Everything's unscripted, usually.
Well, to be fair, since like February or March, we haven't left the house. Nope.
Okay, moving on.
Not any movies. I will say this though, like if I may, instead of movies, like more television shows, something that I'm constantly coming back to is, I was a huge fan of Firefly, I always have been, but The Expanse is fantastic.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of good stuff about that.
I've heard it's really good. I'll tell you a show that I'm looking forward to. Since you mentioned Firefly, it stars Alan Tudyk. Have you seen the previews for Resident Alien?
Yes.
I want to watch that show. That looks like it's going to be so funny. Hunter, have you seen Resident Alien?
I didn't know about this.
It's he's basically an extraterrestrial that's on Earth, and he poses as like a doctor in a small town. I guess that's what I've gotten from the preview. Maybe I need to look more into it, but it looks very, very funny. You should check out a preview of it. I think it looks good.
It's properly weird. Yeah. And it's Alan Tudyk. I mean, you can't go wrong.
No, I've never seen anything I don't like him in. He is amazing. Did you ever see Tucker and Dale versus Evil?
Oh, I love that freaking movie.
Okay, that is a fantastic film. Hunter, what's your movie of the year?
As far as new movies that came out this year, February was kind of when the theater just kind of went offline after that. But that was the last thing that we saw in the theater, and I haven't gotten around to watching Soul yet. We watched Wonder Woman 84 the other day. It was good. I didn't love it. I like the first one significantly more. But as far as new stuff goes, there was very little competition. Even that being said, Birds of Prey would have been in the running. I know a lot of people didn't like that movie, and I don't know why, because we've watched it numerous times. I think it's very funny. I think it's really well made, especially for a movie that didn't need to exist. It reminds me a lot of Solo in that respect. This is a movie that didn't have to happen. Things would have been just fine without it, and yet it still turned out really well. So, yeah. Yeah, the soundtrack also is killer.
Yeah.
That's a soundtrack that it's one of those few albums I think I can kind of put on and just let it run and never go, I don't need to hear this.
The problem I had with Birds of Prey, and I really liked Birds of Prey too, by the way. I thought it was a good film, but sometimes Harley just got on my nerves. Like, it was so over the top that sometimes it was a little irritating, but I really like that film.
I disagree. I thought it was perfectly over the top.
Maybe I'm not a fan of Harley in general. She's okay. My favorite part of that movie, is a lot of people I talked to said the same thing, so I'm not unique or special anyway, was Ewan McGregor as
he's great.
Rowan.
But that's the thing. I thought the whole cast was great, but he definitely was a significantly good part of it. What is the bit about? What are you drooling? Ew. No, I changed my mind. Kill her too.
I liked how awkward they made Huntress.
Yeah, I was about to say Mary Elizabeth Winstead as Huntress.
It's bow and arrow. It's a crossbow.
My favorite movie of the year, and it's kind of hard to pick one because of the same reason, since they shut down theaters and stuff. And we only saw, I think, 3 theaters in film this year. No, 3 films in theater this year.
3?
And well, I'm pretty sure we saw Birds of Prey.
We used to go every weekend.
But we watched all the time.
January? I don't remember.
Birds.
Sonic the Hedgehog.
I don't know if that was in January or not, but yeah, Sonic the Hedgehog, Birds of Prey, and then my favorite movie of the year, and it took me a lot to figure this out because there really wasn't a lot to choose from this year, but there was a movie we saw called Underwater.
Ooh, yeah, that movie made me uncomfortable.
Yeah, Lindsay was freaking out. I seriously thought she was gonna walk out of the film because she was so off.
I was not in my happy place during that movie. It was good, but I was tense as hell. I had a headache afterwards.
Have you heard of Underwater? So it's Kristen Stewart, and it's about a drilling station so far underwater, and it's the title. And something happens where at the very beginning, I mean, like the first minute, something goes wrong and people start dying, and then they're basically trying to escape and get away. I don't want to spoil the movie for you, but Cthulhu.
Yeah, see,
there it is.
I'm out.
Oh,
I'm good.
Actually, not that that sounds freaky, but the Lovecraft television show.
What?
Lovecraft Country.
The new show.
Yeah.
Lovecraft Country.
Oh, yeah.
That's another I remember we watched that all in like a day or two. That was phenomenal.
We've talked about that show a lot on here too. Hunter and I disagreed on it.
Yeah, Lovecraft just doesn't do anything for me, man. But I don't know what it is, but I just.
Okay, I was going to ask you. Why me saying Cthulhu took you out of it, and actually, to be fair,
Jonathan Majors is coming to the MC universe.
It's not even Cthulhu. I just want to mention this. It's not even Cthulhu. I don't understand. They keep saying that the monster at the end was Cthulhu. How'd they put Cthulhu in it? Stuff like that. Never once is it said that it's Cthulhu.
No one ever said that.
They did in all the reviews. And like, if you look up right now, Underwater Cthulhu.
Yeah, they also said Baby Yoda too until it was Grogu.
Yeah, I'm talking about Underwater. I'm not talking about Lovecraft Country. That straight up was Cthulhu, and he killed him in the beginning with a baseball bat. And that was awesome.
Yes. Uppercut.
The other movie, because I kind of divided between two, so it's Underwater, and then strangely enough, the other movie is also an H.P. Lovecraft story, and it's called The Color Out of Space.
Oh yeah,
starring Nick Cage.
Talking about that quite a bit too.
Yeah, so both of my movies of the year were sort of revolving around the famous racist author H.P. Lovecraft. So good on me. All right,
Nick Cage movie, bravo.
He was really good in it. And sometimes I forget that Nick Cage is an actor.
A lot of things.
What else would he be?
Well, because usually he's so over the top. He's one of those actors for me.
An actor.
Well, no, he's one of those actors for me that like whenever I see him in a movie, doesn't matter what character he's playing, I just go, "That's Nick Cage." It's hard for him to draw me in.
That's how he exists.
Yeah. Right. All right. I think that's gonna do it for us tonight. Yeah. Stop the pain, Kaz. Stop the pain.
Hey, I'm having a blast.
Well, that's the point. We need to go have a blast on Call of Duty now.
Right.
All right, Kaz.
Face, mouth, ears.
Kaz, final question. Pineapple on pizza. Is it justice?
Man, in my youth, but not today.
I approve.
Kaz is not a prob.
That's what it is.
No pineapple.
A what?
No prob. Pineapple. No.
Somebody
no
get
pineapple.
A crown?
All right, that's it. We're going to get out of here. Want to thank you guys for tuning in to the very first episode of Podzilla 1985 in 2021. And if you thought, man, the show's going to get better this year, well, nope. Thanks, Kaz.
Hey, if you allow me back onto it, that's probably I'm being true.
Well, that's a ringing endorsement. Boy, if someone turned that application in, I'd hire them. All right, so
that's called marketing.
That cold open next time.
Waving inflatable arms, man.
I did a cold open. It's going to go at the beginning of the show. And it's a very sweet and gentle-natured, positive cold open. So.
There's no way.
He said he recorded it without us. So
I did. All right.
We don't... Whatever the cold opening was...
Probably with that gnome voice.
We're going to... Oh, you guys are going to feel... You're going to owe me an apology when you listen to it. I won't get it, but you're going to owe me an apology.
Listening, whatever the cold opening was, none of the rest of us has heard it. So I can't necessarily approve of it until I hear it. So maybe the next time that I'm on the show, I will retroactively approve.
You will approve. We're going to be back on Monday with a show. I just don't know which one it is in the rotation. Is it I Want to Believe or is it...
I don't know. I won't be back Monday, so I hope it's not I Want to Believe. Not for my sake anyway, because I can't be here then. So...
Yeah, I honestly don't know what it is.
I might be able to. I think I open.
I don't know. We'll double check. And then Tuesday, we're going to be back.
That's right. PZ85 plays. Recording early. I'll just throw that out there in advance. We're doing it early, but that tends to be the case anyway.
Of course.
We got a brand new cast member. Y'all don't even know. Don't even know.
Really?
Yeah, I'll tell you about that shortly. But we're going to leave... We're going to leave them.
It's not me. No, it ain't me.
Yeah, we're getting back to Star Wars Dawn of Defiance. It's Act 2. We're starting with the first episode of Act 2 is called Echoes of the Jedi. So that's what you can expect for the upcoming PZ85 plays. If the timing is right, the first act took us, I looked this up the other day, from September all the way to almost Christmas. So this one should take us through basically mid-spring or so, which will be a good time. I think if I timed it out right, it'll probably end right around the time we're actually going to Disney and going to the Galaxy's Edge this time. So,
and if you need a hook to get you in, you're like, well, I liked the show, but give me a hook so I can come back and really enjoy it. Tanner only needs one dark side point to go full dark side.
He thought it was 2. He's like, I'm gonna get that extra ability point. I was like, yeah, at the next level, not yet, Chief. So yeah, one dark side point, and he becomes mine, and then we start all that over. So Yeah.
So Tanner is going to have to watch every time Hunter asks him, you find $1 on the ground. Do you want to pick it up? He better think heavily.
That's right.
Heavily.
Or he's going to be making a new character.
And then we're going to be back on Thursday with After Dark, and then Friday for Horse Time again. And since we didn't do PW, and we haven't done PW in a while because Asa has gone through some personal things, and then Dalton had some tech issues, I do want to mention really quick, because it hasn't been discussed, and we'll probably not discuss it, because once they do come back, it'll be so far after the fact, that wrestler Brody Lee passed away a couple days ago, right at Christmas time, at 41. Apparently his lungs just stopped working. And I just want to go on record as saying that I was a huge Brody Lee fan when he was Luke Harper in AEW. He was a fantastic talent, and to die so young is just absolutely tragic. And especially if you've ever watched his segments on Up, Up, Down, Down, or if you saw the backstage stuff with him and with his son, very loving father. There is not a single person in the wrestling business that I've seen say anything negative about him. Everyone has said that he was just the most stand-up guy in the world, and just a great father and a great man. So very devastated by his passing. Yeah. And I just wanted to put that out there. 2020 was a hard year for so many people. We lost so many amazing people and talent last year, and just to have that one final kick in the teeth as we left, man. I know a lot of CCW fans listen to this show, so I'm with you guys. My heart goes out, and I just wanted to mention that. So with that said, let's call it a night. We'll be back on Monday for something, probably. We'll do it all again next week. For myself, for Lindsay, for Double H, and for Kaz, who joined us so graciously, thank you guys for tuning in. We hope 2021 is going to be a great year for all of us, including this show. We may have some big plans. We haven't thought any of them yet, but hopefully they'll come. Hunter, take us out.
Later.